Australia, the land down under, is experiencing a poker boom ignited by a native son and reigning world champion, Joe Hashim. Melbourne's spectacular Crown Casino plays host to the largest poker tournament in Australian history, boasting a prize pool of more than $3 million, with $1 million going to the winner. Recognized as one of the world's premier tournaments, the event has drawn the biggest names in the game from around the globe to compete with the best from down under and see who'll come out on top in the PartyPoker.net Aussie Millions. More than 400 competitors started the tournament, but with nearly a third of the field gone after the first day, it's time for players to make their moves. At tonight's feature table, local product Russell Davies tangles with the Flying Dutchman Marcel Lusk, and both will have their eyes fixed on arguably the best player in the world, Phil Ivey. It's the PartyPoker.net Aussie Millions. We come to you today from Melbourne, Australia. Great day to be out and about the city of Melbourne. But the action we're talking about is inside the Crown Casino. And hello again, everybody. I'm Barry Tompkins, along with my partner, world-renowned poker author Michael Koenig. And Michael, you and I have talked about the poker phenomenon, but I think it's even greater down here because one of the Aussies' own is the world champion.
Joe Hashim, native Australian, playing in what amounts to the national championship of his home country. And with his presence, droves of his countrymen have come to try to claim that title. The minnows attract the sharks. We have some of the biggest names in poker who have come down under to try to win the huge prize. Let's remember, though, even when you are a world-class player, you can't win the tournament on the first day. You can only lose it.
Great main table to tell you about. Here's a chip count. At our main table tonight, few will argue the best player in the world, Phil Ivey. Right now, he's got the chip lead over Marcel Lusk, Paul Charbonnet, Russell Davies carrying the Australian hopes, Joe Hominicki, George Magnus, Andre Minus, Ivan Tan also at the table.
And Barry, each player started our tournament with 20,000 in chips. So players who are already down below 10,000, like this man, Mr. Minus, are pretty much already on the ropes.
That's a good guy.
Ace little for Lusk. Staring at an ace 10 for Minus suited. Nice look with the upside-down sunglasses, don't you think?
One of his signatures.
Makes a statement, I think. Davies Jack 9. Tan will fold the tent. And the flop. Pair of jacks and a 6. 4 clubs now for Minus.
And Davies has flopped 3 jacks. He's not going to want to let people like Minus with a flush draw get in there for free. He needs to put some pressure on this pot. There's 5,400 in it. I'd say about 5,000 would be a good bet. Maybe half the pot if he wants to gamble a little bit.
5,000.
Well, there you are.
Yeah, that's a good pot size bet.
Gets Ivey out and Minus going all in.
And you know, that all in there, Minus knows he's going to get called. Minus is on a flush draw. He needs a club. He knows he probably doesn't have the best hand, but he is the short stack of the table, and he's got to gamble and make something happen.
You can see the odds very much in Davies' favor. And there's the club.
And that's exactly what the short stack needed. Davies needs the board to pair or a 9 to come up.
Doesn't get it.
Hallelujah.
And so Minus doubles up through Davies. Tough loss for Davies.
Very tough. However, he will have remaining chips. Minus, with that big win, almost gets back to where he started this tournament.
Yeah, you hit a nice flop, makes you happy, and the next thing, you're in the hand of your leisure.
Well, that's poker in a nutshell.
Yep. Let's talk about the game.
We're playing No Limit Texas Hold'em. Each player is dealt 2 down cards, the hole cards. After they examine those tickets, they can call, raise, or fold. And then the dealer puts out the flop, 3 community cards. Players then bet again. The 4th card is called the turn. And after another round of betting, the fifth and final card, the river card, comes out. What makes it no limit is that players can bet all their chips at any time. That's called all in. The cards are exposed, and the best 5-card hand wins and takes the pot.
As just happened to Andre Minus, going all in and doubling up. And there's Minus imploding with joy. Throw away that 7-6. Magnus is out of there.
Oh, this is good.
Barry, the blinds are 3 and 600, and everyone antes 75. So before anyone even looks at their cards, there's close to 1,700 in the pot.
Got an option to lose more.
Not a confident player right now.
I'll give you 11 for fun.
Plenty of people hanging around, though, to the flop. King 4-3.
And that's because it was cheap to get in. Nobody raised, and the blinds already have their money in. Why not?
And another tray on the turn. Hamaniki looking at ace-jack. Bets 2,000. And Phil Ivey with a jack-deuce raises to 7,000.
Phil Ivey looked over at Hamaniki and decided, I don't think that guy has much of a hand. I think that 2,000 bet is a weak stab at the pot. I'm going to see if this guy is serious. And if you study Hamaniki, Barry, does he look comfortable to you?
No, he does not.
And right now, and does that man look comfortable to you?
Yes, he does.
So right now, I think Hamaniki, yeah, there he goes.
Well, how many times have you seen Phil Ivey do that?
More than I care to enumerate.
Yes, I'm sure.
But that's one of his great skills, sensing weakness and exploiting it. You know, he just senses where that weakness is and he finds it.
Little bonus coverage now, as we take you to one of our outer tables and a couple of the real characters in the game, Daniel Negreanu and Kenna James.
And this is a real interesting hand. They have the identical hand, but Kenna James has, well, he did have a free roll. Now they will split, assuming this hand goes all the way to the river. But Negreanu is bet here. There's a chance that somebody could fold. Kenna plays along.
Right.
And a 5 on the river.
800 says he folds.
800 says he folds. I doubt it.
Yeah? It's going to work. Watch. I'm going to win my first pot. If I call this and beat him, I'm going to give it to him. Don't worry.